Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I got to bring my pastor on, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Dr. Frederick Douglass Haynes. I love you, Pastor Haynes. Happy to have you this morning, and I know you got a good word.
Oh, Ricky, man, you know I love you so much. I appreciate you. Listen, the word of the day lets us know nothing else matters. Here's what you do. Instead of complaining about what's wrong, praise the God who is always right. I saw this poem one time that said 2 men peered out from prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. Both of them were in prison, but one looked up and beheld the beauty of the stars. The other one was just looking down at the muck and the mire of the mud. The question of the day is, are you going to be a mud watcher or look up and be a stargazer and behold the amazing handiwork of Almighty God? Listen, nothing else matters. Instead of complaining, get your praise on. I guess I'll give it to you like this. In this life, it's not what happens to you so much as it is what happens in you. The question of the day is, what's going on inside of you? Because if you're not careful, what's in you will come out of you in the form of complaining instead of praising. But when what's in you is tight and right, because the God above you has so much love for you and dwells inside of you, the good news is you can behold the stars and praise God instead of complaining. I guess the best way to put it is like this. You leave the complaint window and head over to the claim window. At the complaint window, you complain about this is wrong and that is wrong. And listen, it's legit. Some things in life definitely go wrong, but you don't spend all your energy at the complaint window. Move over to the claim window and positively believe the God who has blessed you will keep on blessing you. Move to the claim window and positively believe that the God who made everything made you and has a plan and a purpose for your life. Leave the complaint window, head over to the claim window and receive what God has in store for you, because God has made promises to you. And I promise you, God ain't never lied. I made up my mind. I'm going to leave the complaint window, hang out at the claim window, because nothing else matters. Instead of complaining, I'm going to get my praise on. Let's praise him, Ricky.
Yes, sir. And let's get into this music right here, Pastor Haynes. Let them know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you, Ricky. You can catch me on social media. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at FH Unscripted. And, of course, I have a YouTube channel, Frederick Haynes.
All right, here we go. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Ricky. Have a great one.
News headlines,
entertainment,
sports.
It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The time now is 14 minutes after the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Friday headlines. Sadly, all 5 people aboard the submersible craft that went on a dive to view the deep-sea wreck of the Titanic are believed dead. The U.S. Coast Guard said debris found at the surface indicates that the vessel was destroyed underwater in a catastrophic implosion. It appears that the people on board were killed instantly just 1,600 feet from the remains of the Titanic. In other news, the FDA has announced a voluntary recall of a vast quantity of frozen mixed fruit for possible listeria contamination. The contaminant is linked to pineapple, but not all the products prominently list pineapple as an ingredient. The products from Sunrise Growers, Inc. of Minneapolis were sold at Walmart, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and Target, among other stores across the nation. Lastly, y'all, Warren Buffett has announced he's giving away some more of his company's stock to celebrate his 92nd birthday. His annual giving spree now adds up to $51 billion, with the B, in donations to charities over the years. Buffett has enough money left over to keep his place as the 5th richest person in the world.
I need a charity.
Yeah.
No, right?
Set that thing up. I'm Maria Moore, and that's what's happening in news. For more on these stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Gary has the tea. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Maria. Y'all, Babyface, honey, is speaking out, and they say he's working on his own headlining tour. Oh, my God, that is so amazing. But they're saying, honey, on the heels of that controversy, when he went down with Anita Baker, honey, and her songstress tour, they're saying that the crooner, honey, made the surprise announcement during a recent interview. Now, he said during that interview, he said that the allegations of cyberbullying made by the Rapture singer, but after a smooth diversion, honey, he confirmed, y'all, that the highly anticipated tour is definitely coming. He said, we're putting together something because everybody's asking for it. And he said that, he's going to just go ahead on and do it. But my thing is, do people really want to see Babyface by himself?
Babyface puts on a great show. I hosted him and Kim's tour last year.
I was there, yeah. But
he puts on a great show.
Yeah, he puts on a great show, but he's never been a headliner. I don't know if I want to see him.
Yes,
by
he
himself.
has.
He's been a headliner.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
why in the hell he running behind Anita Baker then?
Because she's a star.
Yeah, and he agreed to
Oh, he's not a
collaborate.
star?
Just like he went out with Kim. That was a very successful tour. But now he wants to do it on his own. I support it.
No, he wants to do it on his own now because he got kicked off.
Okay,
so
But
he'll
he's
do his own
probably
thing.
seeing all of the support online and everybody saying, oh, my gosh, I was going to see Babyface. And he's probably like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do my own thing.
In that situation, that's when I feel it's a sympathy tour.
And he put together a nice opening act and a nice host like myself. Reaching out to the promoter to
Go on that solo tour. Holla at your boy.
But I'm like, all right then, honey. Well, Babyface, we're going to see because Miss Baker is queen and she reigns. And if she don't want you on her tour, she put you off her tour. So now, and everybody giving this, oh, Babyface, come on. Let's see, honey, how long that lasts, child. But anyway, congratulations, Babyface. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Dijon. On the hand, you say Dijon. And on the lunge, you say beautiful yellow. That's your color for today. Miss Beyonce Alaquisha, what you got coming up?
Coming up next, Gary, one of your dear friends is having emergency surgery this morning. I'm going to tell you who and why. Coming up next, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. So hot
and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is 31 minutes after the hour. I am your girl, Beyonce Aloysius, sitting in for the Brat this morning. So much going on in the news today. Okay, so Gary, Maria, Special K, one of our really good friends, Dion Sanders, is set to have emergency surgery this morning. Now, he has been battling blood clots, since early last year, really. I mean,
with the toe thing, right?
Exactly, with the toe thing. He was in a wheelchair when he was coaching for Jackson State University. So 6 a.m. Eastern, he reportedly went into surgery, according to Pac-Man Jones. But he did say that he was doing really good this morning, and hopefully he can get this whole thing situated. And there were rumors that his whole foot was going to have to be removed. Right. So we're keeping Dion in our thoughts and prayers this morning, and hopefully he can get all this situated. Now, somebody that we've been following along, Boosie Badass, Free Bootsy, that was trending last night. He has definitely had a lot of legal issues going on. Well, he's still behind bars. Now, the judge actually granted him bond.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And he paid the $50,000 cash. Well, the problem is the prosecutor said, hey, we're not going to let you out. We think you're a flight risk. Yeah. And Boosie's like, nah.
Yeah, so the judge basically is being overruled by the prosecutor. So I think somebody he's going to have to appeal to a higher court.
Can they do that?
Well, they're doing it.
I've never seen it done like this.
The bad
before.
thing is when you're in custody and these kind of things are going on, you're just kind of in limbo until they figure it out. Like, I've never seen a prosecutor override a judge's order. Twice. I've never seen that happen. So he's going to have a legal team that can appeal to a higher court to overrule the prosecutor who overruled the judges. But in the meantime, if that takes 2 weeks, you sitting in jail for 2 weeks.
That sucks. But, Boosie tweeted that he was like, after the judge has granted me bond, I paid full cash amount, and still the prosecution refuses to respect the judge's decision and let me go. They showed no evidence of me being a flight risk or danger to the community. He said that the prosecutor is racist and has evil intentions. So let's keep Boosie in our thoughts and prayers this weekend. And he's definitely going to be missed because he was supposed to be at the BET Awards. Yeah. And, of course, the big show is going down this weekend, the 23rd annual hip hop show out there in LA. Now, it's going to be a huge dedication because obviously, you know, this is the 50 years of hip hop celebration. And Drake is the top nominee with 7 nominations, including Best Male R&B, Pop Artist, and Album of the Year, and more. Also, Beyonce, who's on tour, you know, because at first I was like, oh, we're going to see Beyonce. What is she going to do? Maybe she can perform. She's up for 4 awards, including Album of the Year. And something that I'm really excited to see is a part of, you know, the dedication to hip hop. Listen to who they have for the performances for the anniversary set. The 69 Boys, Big Daddy Kane, Chief Keef, DJ Unk, E40, Fast Life Youngsters, FLY. So they're probably going to do like Swag Surf, Fat Joe, Ja Rule, Kid and Play, MC Lyte, Master P, Remy Ma, Soulja Boy, Sugar Hill Gang, Trick Daddy, Trina Tiger, Uncle Luke. I mean, it keeps going.
I'm down for that. That's going to be
Who are the West Coast
lit.
artists that they have on there? Anyone standing out?
Warren G.
Okay.
You said E40, right?
I said E40. Also, I think YG's in there as well, along with Yo-Yo.
That's
Too
good.
Short?
They covered everybody.
I didn't see Too Short.
They got to have
Where's
Too
Lil
Short in
Kim
there.
and Foxy Brown?
I
didn't cover them.
But
So
they still got they still have up north people. Like they got Fat Joe,
You
Ja
got a
Rule.
lot of people.
I mean,
You know.
Well,
Them the 2 artists, you know. You always
That's
ask me
right.
about some Lil Kim and
That's
Foxy
right.
Brown.
They don't have them
What about
now.
Foxy Brown? Name 3 songs, Gary.
the only
But
female
them
rappers.
Foxy.
So make sure you check out the show. It all goes down this Sunday, June 25th, 8 p.m. Gary, I know you're going to be watching the red carpet and giving us all the details on Monday. Who ran the carpet? So, yeah, definitely make sure you follow Gary along because he's going to be tweeting live. But for all that and more, you can hit us up at RickySmileyMorningShow.com. I am your girl, Beyonce Aloysius. You can hit me up at Beyonce ATL. And coming up next, we have Rock T with the HBC, you know, right here on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Now you know.
And if you don't know, now you know.
HBC, you know.
Yes, sir. And yes, sirettes. You know what I'm saying? It's going down, baby. It's one of my favorite parts of the show. Rock TZ in the house. HBCUs in the house. That's right, man. We're going to always highlight all the accomplishments. We're going to spotlight successful people who attend or attended historically black colleges and universities. That's right. It's going down, baby. Let me shout out to Leon Sullivan, representing West Virginia State University, a.k.a. The State. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Founded in 1891 in the Charleston metro area. Yellow Jackets, holla at your boy. Leon Sullivan was a Baptist minister, civil rights leader, and social activist focusing on the creation of job training for African Americans. He was also on the football and basketball teams at West Virginia State. He served as a pastor for 38 years at the Zion Baptist Church in Philly, became known as the Lion of Zion. One of the state's notable alumni, Earl Lloyd, who happened to be the first African-American to play in the NBA. If you didn't know, now you know. If you want me to highlight your favorite HBCU, hit me up on my social media platforms at Rock T Holla. Let's get it.
HBC, you know.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's time to play Battle of the Sexes. We got Pam from Cocoa, Florida. Pam, what's up?
What's up?
And we got Dwayne from Louisville, Kentucky. What up, D? Hey, y'all. Boy, we got Kentucky versus Florida. Welcome to Battle of the Sexes, man. Listen, here's the easy way to win this game. For number one, you're going to need to know the answers. Number two, if you don't know the answers, say the word pass so you won't eat up none of your time trying to think. Y'all got it?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Brett, you going to read the questions for Dwayne?
Oh, I sure will.
All right, here we go. Start the clock.
Do me right, Brett. You said do you right?
All right, start the
let's
clock.
go. Start the clock. In the 2022 version of the Batman, who played Catwoman?
Pass.
Zoe Kravitz. What is the name of the peanut butter Girl Scout cookie?
Pass.
Dosey Dose. What song had Mary J. Blige's world upside down?
I'm going down.
Yes. The 19th Amendment in the Constitution gave women the right to do what?
Vote.
That's right. The duct in a woman's body is used to produce what?
Pass.
Milk. What medicine is used specifically to help women relieve cramps?
Midol.
Yes!
How many that is?
3.
2.
That's
3.
2. All right.
3.
Start the clock. All right, Coco, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Start the clock. All right, G-Wagon is made by what car company?
G-Wagon, who makes that? Oh, God. Pass.
Mercedes-Benz. What type of battery is used in a household smoke detector?
AAA.
Nope, a 9-volt. What football team did quarterback Drew Brees retire from?
Drew Brees, oh my God. Is that New Orleans Saints?
Yes.
Yes.
Who is the current U.S. Speaker of the House?
U.S. Speaker of the House. Oh, God.
Who the Speaker?
Is it Nancy Pelosi?
Yes. What is the capital city of California?
Oh, God. San Francisco?
Nope, Sacramento. Samuel L. Jackson played a crackhead named Gator in what Spike Lee film?
Oh, God. Pass.
Jungle Fever, but how many did you get?
He got 3.
Oh, he got 3. Oh, my God, man, the man won.
The man finally won.
Special K, what did he win?
Congratulations. You didn't get the Powerball billion last week, but you're a winner today. Here's your magnificent prize pack from America's store, the Dollar Tree. You got a 12-ounce bag of stick pretzels, unsalted and gluten-free. You've also got, from Driver's Choice, a 2-in-1 auto windshield snow scraper and squeegee. How about you got a 2021 wall calendar with cats? You got the Utopia brand ripe pitted olives, black and medium sized. Oh, yeah. Delicious. How about that snack pack butterscotch flavored pudding made with real 100% milk? You got a birthday card, a very festive birthday card that says for a sweet girl who's 4. You got a can of Beach Cliff sardines, wild caught and packed in delicious mustard sauce. How about you got a bottle of Arm & Hammer? Hey, your prize pack isn't done yet. You got a bottle of Arm & Hammer 3-in-1 body wash, shampoo and conditioner. You got a Cooking Concepts salad fork and tongs set.
Yes.
1 gallon Awesome brand all-purpose cleaning vinegar. And finally, a soft bristle cat brush. All yours. Courtesy of the Dollar Tree and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Y'all ain't right.
And what that last prize? What the last prize?
You got a soft bristle cat brush. Oh, yeah. Brush that cat.
Every woman got a cat.
Hope you got a cat. Now you can brush it.
What's up? Get out of bed.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
My brother-in-law died suddenly.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth. It's Gary, baby.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 5 minutes after the top of the hour. Gary has the tea and Kalora of the day. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Friday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news. Y'all, Cameron is speaking out. Y'all remember Cameron? He was a rapper.
Vaguely.
They say he is speaking out, honey. They say he's reacting to the news that Larsa Pippen, y'all, has been awarded half of her ex-husband Scottie Pippen's retirement, honey, from the Chicago Bulls. Now, according to the legal documents, they're saying, y'all, that the court recognizes Larsa as Pippen's ex-wife, and they're saying that, honey, she was legally awarded 50%, y'all, which I talked about it yesterday, of all account balances as the plan, honey, valuation amount closest to the date of their beautiful separation, y'all. Well, honey, now Mr. Cameron is speaking out, and he said, quote, "Nah, we got to watch Scotty, honey. He on a mission." They said, now Cameron said, now after having to give up half, y'all, he put on this. Now, this is interesting. They said he put on his black Air Force Ones. They said he tried to throw us off, honey, with the bubble gum bottom, honey. He said, but he was spotted at the airport carousel. He said, the Negro better check that bag he getting, honey. They said, hashtag beware Scotty giving me OJ vibes, y'all. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Lost is going to receive half the amount that was accrued, from the account from 1997 to 2016, and she deserved the money because she was with this man. But Special K, you're a man, so if you were to divorce your wife and you just happen to have unlimited coins, would you do that? I mean, would you just give her half the money and just let her be happy and peaceful?
See, but I don't have no bitterness. Me and my wife don't have any bitterness between us, so I would have no problem doing that. But I could understand if Scotty is definitely bitter and heated about this because they, from what I can see, they don't like each other. And to have to give money to somebody that you do not like, it's just the principle of it. You know what I mean? So it's just the fact that I have to cut a check to you for almost $500,000. That hurts because I don't like you, and you're having relations with the op's son.
Yeah, but you once upon a time liked him. I mean, so Maria, don't you think this woman, she deserved it? This woman put her time in?
She absolutely deserves 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
20 years in, and you had all them babies, raised the babies. Like, why not? It's not like you don't have enough money left over.
Yes, right. I think that's a valid point, but I can understand where his anger would come from because, again, if you got bitterness with that person, you don't like them.
It's a lot of stuff happening back to back.
I don't want to give you $500,000 because I don't like you.
Yeah, and not only are they together, they done started a podcast together to give all the juicy details of how they got together, and now the news is coming out. I mean, ain't nobody taking L's like Scottie Pippen.
You rubbing salt in that open wound of, you with my ex, and now you just gonna rub salt in it. So, if I'm Scottie Pippen, man, he is not winning today.
Yeah, well, we're just going to keep Scotty and Larsa lifted up in prayers. Because, Larsa deserves, she has those kids for this man. Those kids got to eat, even though they're grown, honey, and stuff.
I think they eating,
but congratulations to Larsa, and, I'm sure he would
There's
never
nothing
do
to
the
congratulate
OJ.
her about.
Yes, it is.
No, the law was on her side, and she won in that situation. And I'm not begrudging her that. I'm just saying it's hard when you don't like that person no more.
Yeah, well, we're just going to keep them lifted in prayer, like I said, honey, because I think, honey, this woman deserves it. She worked real hard, honey. She sat there and looked at that beak nose a long time, 25 years.
Now, that is a good point. She did have to lay up under the situation.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah, he liked
Well,
that.
at one point, she loved it, and it worked out for her, and she looked at it for 20 years, so there should be payment for that alone.
I think she looked at it as an investment.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever
all right,
situation.
well.
What? No, she let no damn investment. He was happy to have it. You African Americans, we got to get a little extra money. You always get something that's
He was
exotic
happy to have
looking.
her, but she had to endure him.
Yeah, well, whichever situation is, give her coins, honey. All right, moving on, honey. In my final story, y'all, they're saying one of the last twins, y'all, saved Beyonce for having a wardrobe malfunction on the Hamburg, Germany tour, y'all, during her Renaissance tour. Now, they're saying, honey, that Miss Beyonce, honey, I guess her blouse slipped, which I'm so sick of all these people having these doggone wardrobe and malfunctions. How do you have a wardrobe malfunction when you have all that money? Somebody should have taped you right, honey, and got you good and fixed. Instead of her going out on stage and honey almost slipping with breasts and all these other things. And I have a friend, she used to tape her breasts, and that was a good thing. I think that's something that, and they got this new thing where you have the double tape, and so you'll never slip out. So Beyonce look like with the money she have, she should have been able to do that.
They finna fire everybody on that tour.
Yeah, I know, but honey,
but something about the horse didn't go up.
Yes,
they didn't
smacking the guy away.
They didn't have the stairs on time. She couldn't get off the horse.
Oh,
I've never seen her that mad publicly.
Oh, yeah, some jobs being lost in that camp.
But had she had a real horse, she wouldn't have had that damn problem.
You can't do
That's
that.
what I said. Yeah, you could
but when you have a real horse,
had a real horse. That
and
horse put his bag legs down and let CeeLo slide
It didn't
off
quite
of
go
it.
like that.
He fell
I
off
wouldn't
the
call
horse.
that a slide.
See, that horse dumped CeeLo.
PETA is now after CeeLo for that.
All right, y'all. The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Dijon. On the high end, you say Dijon, and on the low end, just say beautiful yellow. That's your color for today. All right, y'all. Coming up.
Mind, Body, Business with Maria Moore on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the bottom of the hour on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Happy Friday, y'all. I hope y'all are feeling good on the second to last Friday of June. And June is men's mental health month. And I was looking back at the mind, body, and business segments of this month. I'm like, man, I haven't spoken to the fellas. And, men, they say, are less likely than women to seek help for depression, substance abuse, and stressful life events due to social norms, right? Mm-hmm. Ooh, you supposed to be strong. You the leader. You need to suck it up. Yep. I mean, heterosexual, even homosexual men. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it goes both ways. And I think it's so important that men invest in their mental health, and then the women in their lives are also supporting that as well. Even when you think about raising young boys, for you, right. Beyonce, Aloysius, my husband and I were talking yesterday about how school is geared to cultivating women more than men. So men a lot of times have to catch up. And you're looking confused, Gary, but you think about it. Young girls see female teachers. Right. They get their cycle. So that there's a maturity thing that goes on there. Some as early as elementary school. And then with boys, they don't really have an outlet for self-expression. And when they do express themselves, what happens? Oh, don't be soft. Right. Don't be, So it's just really important to understand how that affects boys and how they grow as men in their mental health. First of all, I'm always down for exercise. I was talking to Dr. Ian Smith, and he said if he could prescribe one thing for overall health, he said it would be exercise. It would be moving your body. And so, when we talk about young boys in school and everything, we remember growing up, PE. You had PE. Oh,
yes, honey. We had to go to PE, honey, to gym. Yeah. Yep. And exercise, and that was one thing that I liked it, but then I was like, but it was definitely something that worked and that we definitely need. So yeah. But I want to go back to what you said earlier about how they don't have a lot of things for men, and that's the part that bothers me, which is a good thing. They have a lot of things for girls and stuff like that, but they don't have as many programs and different things for men, to teach men mental stability and to how to navigate in life and what have you. Because you sit there and say, oh, you're soft and this and another, because I think about it all the time. I say I would love to do stuff for young guys and let them know how to navigate through life and stuff like that. Because I've done it. But when you have an alternative lifestyle, oh, I can't do that. Oh, yeah, and people look at it so funny. That's why it just angers me. Because I just keep to myself and help the people that come near me. I'll come in my circle with them to share it with them how to navigate through life and how to make things work. Because that's the society we live in. And I appreciate you sharing that, because I think there's a stigma associated, between heterosexual and homosexual men. And alternative lifestyle. Alternative lifestyle. Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to go with. So just make sure that, first of all, you have some form of movement and some form of self-expression. Another thing that, I really want us to acknowledge is that a lot of times with men, they look at things that are recreational as like, I'll get to it when I have time. Mm-hmm. And recreational things for men, they're therapeutic. My husband, he doesn't play basketball when he gets to it. He doesn't talk to his homies when he has free times. He schedules that time. Right. It is a part of his daily life. It's his chance to decompress. It is his chance to, he plays basketball. He can cuss. He can get all of that energy out, and he never brings it home. Mm-hmm. And he has that form of self-expression, of connecting with other men, of moving his body. He even has a time that he sets aside to play video games. But he also works, and he has priorities. And that's important. Like even for guys, there was a thing about how men don't meet other male friends at a certain age, and like things that they can do to help that and like cultivate that. So like, softball and like getting active in those recreational leagues, or like you said, with the video games, and just making yourself a priority. Go get a massage. Yeah, go get a massage. But definitely look into those things. And one thing that women can do is just share resources with men, be supportive. Don't judge and, give him that label of, oh, you soft, you need to man up, because men need to be able to express themselves as well. I'll be talking more about it. And, of course, you can listen to that episode with James Harris. It's called A New Mentality. He's a great male therapist, and he's talking real deep about it on the Mind, Body, and Business podcast. But that's what I have for you today, investing in our men and making sure that they are strong physically and mentally. Of course, you can connect with me on social media, IG at Maria Moore. MARIAMORE. 25 minutes until the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Yes, sir. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hit the phone line. Who is this? What's up, Black Song?
What's happening? What's going on?
No excuse today, bro. An excuse is building bridges to nowhere, creating monuments of nothingness, tools used by the incompetent.
Okay, so you feel smart now? You feel like you a college professor or something? You feel smart now? Because you said that. Because you remember that from your Easter speech. You remember that? What you feel smart now?
Yeah, man.
I bet you can't repeat it. I bet you can't say it again. I bet you don't even remember. You can probably read it off your phone.
Black, out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be from my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or not cried aloud. Under the bludgeon of chance, my head is bloody, but I'm bowed. So beyond the place of wrath and tears looms the horror of the shade. I yet the menace of the years and find shadow me unafraid. It matters how straight the gate, how charged the punishment with the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. You need to learn Invictus.
No, give yourself a standing ovation. That was very good, Shadow. So get what? Since you want to be Mr. Smart man, I know how to say all this stuff. Since you want to be Mr. Smart man, I'm not coming to work. Now, how about that? What you got to say on that? I'm not even coming, Shouty, because you just done got on my damn nerve with all that. You just done, Shouty.
You don't need to be smart to figure that out, Tony.
He just not, Shouty, he just done got on my nerve with all that, showing up. Like you know something.
Bro, I'm trying to teach you Invictus, man. Something that you should say.
Nobody no damn Invictus. Hell, my mama got Invictus. When we were little, my mama got Invictus. They throw all that stuff out the damn, on the front, on the grass. They throw all that stuff out. You just triggered me just now. You just triggered me.
No, the point is not eviction. It's called it's Invictus. Invictus.
Oh, Ricky, you upsetting him.
Maria, she had tried everything to come up with that rent money, and she couldn't get it.
Tony.
Maria, we had just got out of the school bus, and we were walking to our apartment, and the maintenance man there was throwing furniture out on the second floor of window. And everybody started picking at me, talking about y'all got put out. And he just triggered me with that. I'm finna call human research right now. Ooh.
No, dog, that ain't no excuse, man. You need to come to work, bro. You come to work, Black Tony.
That didn't work?
No.
What?
Oh, damn. All right, well, shoot. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
I heard a big noise sounding like a truck. I said, what in the world is that? So I was finna get out. He said, no, you ain't. I said, what is that, Al? He said, that's a tornado. So he let the windows up and held me down in the seat. And I was hollering, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. It was down and it went up. It come right over my head. Thank you, Lord. It tipped it a little bit, and that tornado just went over that van because it came straight to us. And when I said, Jesus, 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 that tornado went up over his van. God is good. God had an angel over us. But that's what happened.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth. It's Gary, baby.
5 minutes after the top of the hour, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Gary has the tea and color of the day. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Friday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Baby, they're saying Hidden Hills isn't big enough for Nicki Minaj and her convicted felon husband. They say at least for what some of Nicki's neighbors think. And they want Miss Nicki and her husband out pronto. Now, they're saying, y'all, that there's a petition circulating online from Hidden Hills residents worried about Nicki and her husband, Kenneth Petty, moving into this beautiful, fancy neighborhood. And hundreds of folks say, baby, they have definitely signed in. Now, they're saying the petition, which was started by Hidden Hills resident Ms. Beverly Barden, takes issue with the fact, y'all, that Nicki's husband is a registered sex offender after being convicted in New York of attempted rape back in 1995 in a case that landed him in prison, y'all, for more than 4 years. Now, they're saying y'all asked for why the new petition. Mr. Petty said because he recently filed new legal documents changing his address on the Megan's Law website. So you got to imagine, y'all, that the neighbors definitely took note of that, y'all. Nicki has a beautiful mansion, y'all. They say that Kennedy and she brought a beautiful mansion in the Hidden Hills back in December. And they're saying, honey, but they just want them out. Can they do that? Can people run you out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially if they have a strong HOA. Yeah, they could definitely do that.
I got an HOA notification about my bush shrubs. And they said, we're going to escalate it on Saturday. Going along my sidewalk to my front door, these have to be trimmed.
No.
It's crazy. HOAs go hard.
They made everybody in our neighborhood change their windows because they had a glare.
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
they go crazy. So I can imagine how those upscale neighborhoods go.
Yeah, well, that is sad. I mean, so she just got to pack her things up and move, and she just moved in the damn house, honey. That's not cute, honey. But that's another too. If y'all were moving these neighborhoods where the people look more like y'all probably wouldn't have these problems. But anyway,
Like where you live, right?
Yeah, I live right, honey, in an apartment, honey. If I could get a doggone house, honey, I could live in a house. But I'm living in an apartment where the homeless shelter was across the street.
Oh,
yeah, so that's
are
right.
you?
Yes,
honey.
actually.
Oh my God!
So, honey,
But-
so I'm good.
If you're a sex offender, though, people have the right to, one, know that you're a registered sex offender because there's kids in the neighborhood. And then also they can say, hey, we don't want you around our children, like if it's a highly populated children area.
Really? Oh, that's sad. Poor Nicki. Well, what's she going to do? Nicki got a child. So, I mean, her kids go out and play with the other kids.
I mean, I think there's some legal wiggle room there. I would imagine they can't stop you from necessarily buying a piece of property, but can they put enough pressure on you and make it uncomfortable enough for you to just want to not be there?
And then on the flip side, do you want to live in a neighborhood where nobody wants you around?
Well,
She has to think about that too.
Well, if it's not a neighborhood that's full of African Americans, most black people want to live where other non-blacks live at. So I'm sure she probably kicking and screaming, honey. So she can't move out that neighborhood, child. So, but anyway, we're gonna follow that story. Hopefully, Nicki be able to live in her house, live peacefully and stuff. And she shouldn't have, well, I guess she didn't tell him because he had to register. So that's one thing about those neighborhoods too. When you sleeping, honey, they digging up your information, honey. So they definitely trying to find out about what's really going on with you. So we're going to pray for Nicki and her family. All right, moving on. Another celebrity news out there saying, honey, that Atlanta rapper Diamond, honey, from the crime mob sparked pregnancy rumors, y'all, to posting a certain picture, y'all, on Instagram. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Scrappy's mother, baby Miss Mama D, seemed to confirm the rumor. Now, in the last episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, they say maybe Mama D, honey, allegedly told several people, y'all, that Diamond is pregnant.
By who?
Scrappy.
What?
Yes.
They used to be together.
Yeah.
Before him and Bambi and all that, and Erica, they were like, I think they were even engaged maybe at one point, but they were very together.
Yeah.
Aren't they all like 40 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, 40-years could still have babies, honey. Sarah was 80. So, but anyway, I mean, that's a good look. I mean, but he was just married. Wasn't he just married to, what's her name?
He was with Bambi.
With Bambi?
But were they married?
I don't know if they're married.
Maybe common law marriage,
Yeah. Well, I guess so. But, that's the thing. And we kind of were talking about that off the air, Maria. When you're in love with somebody, love rules, honey. If he and Diamond love each other, they just, love rules, honey.
Yeah,
and Scrappy only has one kid, right? The one daughter?
No, he's got two or three.
Mm-hmm.
He got several?
I think he has two by Bambi and one by Erica.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So that's good. And
Time
so
for one more to round it off. Nice, 4? Nice round number.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people going back to their old flings. Like we've been seeing Nelly and Ashanti. We see J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So, those feelings, maybe they just never dissipated.
I guess not. But I thought some people said we left for a reason. Y'all left each other for a reason.
But then, the years go by and you become new people. Maybe the issues you had in the past, they don't exist anymore.
The timing's not right.
Yeah.
Really? Would y'all go back to one of y'all exes or y'all old flames or whatever? I mean, because what's his name just did it. We just did the story on it. What's his name? I forgot that rapper name. He just looked up. They looked up. His old
you're talking about Q-Tip.
Q-Tip.
He looked up his high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
His high school crush.
Yeah. So So I guess that's good then, honey. I mean, I don't know.
have my forever mate, so I ain't going back.
How about you, Gary? You wouldn't circle back around to one of the many?
I remember honey, the last person I was with, they got fat and all big and ugly and just look a mess.
But we body shaming now, so
well,
because
it's
he
not
put on a few
so
pounds?
much body shaming, but I mean.
There's not one person that you would go back to?
Because I've never really had any people. So, I've always been saving myself for Jesus.
Oh.
So, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So beautiful.
The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Dijon. On the high end, you say Dijon, and on the low end, you say beautiful yellow. That's your color for today.
Give it up for Gary with the T.
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all. Over the past week, people have been talking about the things that they secretly judge others for doing now that we all have done this at some point in our life. But some of the top reasons your friends and coworkers may be judging you might surprise you. One of the top judgmental moments, folks who allow your child to run around and scream at places that they, shouldn't, like church or, at the grocery store or whatever, or bringing them to events that are clearly not kid friendly.
Well, you know what? Number 2 was just nasty. People who spit in public. Oof. And coming in at number 3, people who just park themselves at the gas pump and they ain't even getting no gas or paying inside. They just sitting there on their phone or something, especially if it's a gas line. Don't sit there. Move. People need to get gas. People like me, I might be about to run out of gas.
Go park over there where you put the air in the tires. That's where you usually meet people at.
Yeah, but then you're going to block up somebody that really needs some air in their tire. Pull somewhere else. It's some parking spots at the gas station. Get in one of them. Anyway, number 4. Number 4. No, because then it's bugs and stuff, and it stank over there. Well, number 4, people who stand in doorways, hold conversations, and people trying to get around you, and you just standing in the way for nothing. Get out of the doorway.
Looking at their phone, not watching where they're going in the airport. And then they walking like at an angle, and you're trying to walk around them, and they swaying back and forth, and then you be like, excuse me,
right?
Excuse me.
Yeah, dog. Oh Lord,
oh, that's so annoying. Like, get off your damn phone and watch where you going.
Yeah, watch where you going. Get on your phone after you sit still. And number 5 is people who chew with their mouths open.
They nasty self. With their nasty self.
I can't
with their nasty self. You sitting the worst thing, if you want to ruin an appetite. There's somebody eating something white and they sitting across from you and they chewing with their mouth open and food on their tongue and in the corner of their mouth. Wipe your mouth. That's what your handkerchief is for. Food on, and especially you got some kind of salad dressing at the corner of your mouth. It's the most disgusting.
I hate when people get on the phone and you in a room full of people and you get on the phone and everybody hear your whole conversation. I don't want to hear your conversation. If I ain't asked you about it, I don't want to know about it.
You know what? Big Chris. You know Big Chris that I be with.
Yeah.
Chris has a disability. You know what really blew my mind? So we were sitting downstairs watching the football game. He came over to watch the football game, and his cell phone rung. Do you know, even with his disability, he got up and walked in the hallway and went all the way at the end of the hall to take his phone call. And here's a young man with a disability that has sense enough to have phone etiquette. And here go grown people that's operating like he can't work. He don't have a job. He can't work. But he has sense enough to get up and go in the other end of the hall to make sure nobody heard his phone conversation, which I thought was like real. I really admired that. People just don't have common sense and common courtesy. It's rude, especially in close places like a plane or a bus or in a car. You want to take a cell phone and then lay back and talk on the phone and expect us to cut the radio down. We can't listen to the radio station because you want to talk on your phone and carry on the conversation. You ain't trying to get direction. It ain't got nothing to do with us. What you say, Kane?
No, I got one, and this is mostly grown men. I don't like when people go to events that strictly has a dress code and they show up not following the dress code, like weddings or after work, like an event, and it says semi-formal or it might say business attire, and there's always somebody show up with some jeans and some Air Force Ones.
Get mad and say, "Oh, they racist."
I hate that. But you're a grown man, you should understand, and you should have at least one suit in your closet.
What about that lady that be at that take 9 hours to put her change back in her purse before moving out the way at the grocery store line?
Yeah, you got to be patient with them because they getting ready to meet Jesus pretty soon. You have to help them count it or just offer to just pay for their stuff. Right? If they don't have a lot, what I do if they look like they're gonna take a long time, I just pay for it. If they got like $13 or something, I just say, "Man, put all that on mine, man. Here you go. Go.
They start talking to the register person.
Oh Lord! See,
Speaking of register, what about the people getting the self checkout with 37 with like 100 items in their cart?
Right, and they in the 10 and less line.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the calls. 8669 Ricky. Good morning.
I secretly judge people for not washing their body parts good. It can be a stinky situation.
People who use their fingers and pick their nose and then sprinkle it away, I secretly judge for that. That's nasty, and I insult you.
You guys don't judge me for this, but I secretly judge people for not washing the baseboards when I come over their house. Ooh-wee. Chewing gum, popping it, chewing it with their mouth open.
Wearing pajamas and a bonnet out in public. I hate it. They dirty. They didn't wash up. They didn't wash their face, brush their teeth. Just rolled out of bed.
Clipping their fingernails in public. Nasty. It's noisy, and you can't see the fingernails. You just imagine them popping all over the place.
Speaking with the speakerphone on in public. I hate it, and then the other person on the other end is like cursing and carrying on, and my kids are there. I hate it.
I hate to see a mother with her hair done and her kids out looking a mess. I be thinking she got life messed up.
People pronounce the L in salmon and call it salmon. It drives me crazy.
I cannot stand it when people yawn with their mouths wide open, all up around other people, sounding like a big old bear. Need to cover their mouths. Cover that. That's ugly.
Cover that.
Yeah. I can't say it on the radio.
Go on and say it. Let them use you, Ricky.
No, I told somebody, I said, every time you yawn and open your mouth like that, what a ghost does. I'm going to leave it at that unless you use your imagination. I ain't gonna tell you what a ghost put in your mouth every time you yawn.
You stupid.
This girl won't even yawn around me. She won't yawn around me now. She put a whole shirt on my face.
I was talking about boo. Gotcha.
See, every time you yawn, a ghost put something in your mouth.
Oh well.
Gary, you ought to see her trying not to yawn. Well, she about to have a seizure. She's like, oh, she's like, oh man, with them lips tight together.
That's why. Hey, Rick, that's why Casper's so happy all the time.
Yeah, y'all women, y'all keep yawning with your mouth open. You don't know what Casper's out here putting it right in your mouth.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it was not funny about 5 minutes ago.
I bet y'all want to.
All right. Have you ever had a friend get you fired from your job? With friends like this, you don't need enemies. This is the perfect title for this story right here. Now, if I got this text from a friend, I think it was a joke, especially on a Monday. But this particular idiot right here was not joking. So a guy named, listen up this, y'all. A guy named Isaiah, I think that's how you say it, Jones used to work at a gas station in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We say used to because he definitely lost his job for this. Now, he recently texted a friend named Aaliyah Locke and asked her to rob the place so that he could go home early.
What?
Yeah. See, it's starting off bad. It's starting off with he woke up this morning and this was the best plan he could come up with. So he didn't actually ask her to do it herself, because he's smart. He told her to find somebody to rob the place, so she did.
That was smart.
Now, this plot gets smarter as we go. So she recruited another friend named Stephen Jones, another Mensa candidate, who showed up with a note that said, "Give me all your money or I will shoot you." So now Stephen and Isaiah both have the last name Jones, but they're not related, at least not by blood, but by stupidity they are. So he left with a bunch of cash. Now, bunch of cash is relative because this is a, this is a gas station in Tulsa. So I'm thinking that bunch of cash was in the three figures.
Like $300?
I don't think it was $1,000. I think it was like, and then when you're thinking about it, they got to split this money, I'm guessing.
But what's the rule? So, it's federal crime if it's over so much amount of money.
Well, no, it's not federal if it's just a gas station. It's federal if it's a bank.
Okay.
But if it's a gas station, it's state. But he left with a bunch of cash. Cops tracked him down, but of course they did, and arrested him 3 days later. So for 3 days, they thought that they had pulled off this brilliant plan, and then he ratted the other two out. So, so Stephen snitched on the other two. Aaliyah got arrested the next day and found the text messages on her phone. So then they arrested Isaiah last week. So now all three are locked up and facing charges.
I wonder how they found the first guy.
Well, what she recruited him. See, Steven was Alea's friend. That's who she went and recruited when Isaiah told her to find somebody to rob the place so that she didn't have to do it herself. Because she figured if I don't do it myself, I can't get in trouble.
So basically, I hit you, you hit Maria, and bring Maria in.
Yeah. So, but not realizing that even if, and here's the crazy thing about the law, how the law works with conspiracy. Even if the robbery never went down, they could all three still get arrested for conspiring to commit a crime. They could all three. If Steven had pulled out and said, you know what, I don't think I want to do this, but then the police find the text messages on their phone, you can still get arrested for conspiracy to commit the robbery.
You should have gone to law school. You would have.
My mother wanted me to be a lawyer. My mother wanted me to. When I was little, my mom she said she used to pray for me to be a lawyer. But I don't think she prayed specifically enough. I think she prayed that she wanted to see her baby in a courtroom. And so that prayer was answered. She did see me in several courtrooms. All right. It is 10 minutes after the hour. And, of course, I am Special K. And I have a story for you guys. Another crime story. I don't know why I keep getting all these stories involving criminals, but I'm starting to...
You know why. Don't do that.
I'm starting to detect a trend here, and I'm starting to feel attacked. But anyway, I don't know why y'all think I know so much about these criminal situations, but we've heard of criminals regretting and apologizing for their crimes. But that usually involves them turning themselves in and not just writing it in a social media comment, but we're in a social media world. So check this out. Some guy broke into a woman's home in Philadelphia last week while she was walking her dogs. Now, he stole 2 expensive purses, Gary, Maria, plus the cash and the valuables that were inside them. Now, he was caught on the surveillance camera, as everybody is, inside the home and was in and out within seconds. That suggested that he knew exactly what he was after. Now, this woman said that she believes he may have been looking in her windows to case the house. Now, the weird part of the story is right here. The woman posted the video on Facebook to see if anybody recognized him, and somebody claiming to be the thief said that he was sorry and that he went into the wrong house, unquote. Now, earlier this week, the police said that they still need help identifying this guy in order to move forward with the case. So apparently, he apologized using an alias on Facebook. And they say that there's, we're wondering if there's a way for them to track him down through his posts on Facebook. Why would you do that?
I think somebody was posting that comment as a joke. I just can't believe somebody's that stupid.
They are.
Yeah.
Somebody stole my car. I didn't even think about this until a while ago, but somebody stole my car. And this is going to tell my age, but they hit me up on MySpace about 5 years later and said, hey, we didn't realize you worked for the radio station. Please, forgive us, but we have new music coming out.
No, they didn't.
I promise you.
No,
then he started freaking out and he said, please don't tell anybody. And I still have it because I still keep I printed it.
So he realized that it was your car that he stole.
Yeah.
And contacted you because you're in radio.
And they had a new album coming out. It was a gospel album, and he had repented for his sin.
Oh, wow.
I cannot make it up.
Oh, my God.
Well, he was trying to right his wrongs. That's good.
Did you meet with him? I mean, because was he cute? Anything like that?
I don't know.
Oh.
So you just left it at that? You didn't try to,
Oh, I asked a whole bunch of questions, because it was 3 of them. One guy was one guy was going to be in jail for a long time. One guy...
Wait a minute, so he was in jail for something else?
No, they stole my car and they robbed a bank.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
using your car,
using my car.
Really left that part out. That's exciting.
Wow.
I don't know. It was just
so
weird.
Did the police ever get your car back to you?
They did get it back, yeah, but I didn't want it after that.
Right.
Of course not.
It had the spirit
with
of
all
bank
that
robbery
bad
on
energy
it.
on
Yeah,
it. No, you can keep it.
But yeah,
so one dude went to jail. One dude released a gospel album,
and one dude had
prior convictions.
He was about to get released, and I think that's why the guy started freaking out because he told, and he was like, what's going to happen? Please don't tell us. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. This, that, and the third.
Well, maybe that's what happened to this guy that posted, I'm sorry, I went to the wrong house. Because when you get right with the Lord, all the truth just start coming out.
That's the greatest story ever, though. That car theft and then the gospel album, and he got a CD coming out. And can you help us promote our CD? I really want to follow up and see what happened to that dude. Did his album ever come out? Is he working with Kirk Franklin? What's going on?
He shut his MySpace account down. I don't know.
Oh,
so who
man.
did you apologize to, Special K?
I haven't apologized to anybody. I never did anybody wrong.
Oh, never.
No,
Never?
my crime was paper. It was against the system. I was standing up against the man. I was
Robin Hood.
My crime had some.
Yeah, you
some
did it back when the queens used
social
to do checks and
conscience to
stuff.
it.
They used to call them check queens.
Yeah,
back in the
I
day.
didn't hurt nobody. So
You was a check queen.
no, it was a little bit more involved than that. But anyway, we can go on to something else. I need to dig up those skeletons.
Moral of the story, just don't rob nobody. We got
Don't
more
rob
coming up
nobody.
next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
27 minutes after the top of the hour, so Rickey Smiley Morning Show time for the front page. I am Maria Moore. Good morning to you, our SMS family. Here's your Friday headlines. Sadly, all 5 people aboard the submersible craft that went on a dive to view the deep-sea wreck of the Titanic are believed dead. The U.S. Coast Guard said debris found at the surface indicates that the vessel was destroyed underwater in a catastrophic implosion. It appears that the people on board were killed instantly just 1,600 feet from the remains of the Titanic. Now, investigators are scouring the ocean floor to search for clues that led to the tragedy. Meanwhile, TMZ reports that OceanGate has an ironclad clause that protects the company from liability, even in the event of death. In other news, chemical manufacturer 3M Company will pay at least $10.3 billion to settle lawsuits over contamination of many U.S. public drinking water systems with potentially harmful compounds used in firefighting foam and a host of other consumer products. Now, this deal would compensate water providers for pollution with substances known as PFAS. Now, this is a broad class of chemicals used in non-stick water and grease-resistant products such as clothing and cookware. So we're thinking about products that we use every day, y'all. Now, they're described as forever chemicals because they don't degrade naturally in the environment. PFAS have been linked to a variety of health problems, including liver and immune system damage, and even some cancers. Lastly, Warren Buffett has announced he's giving away some more of his company's stock to celebrate his 92nd birthday. His annual giving spree now adds up to about $51 billion in donations to charities alone over the years. Keep in mind, Buffett has enough left over to keep him in place as the 5th richest person in the world. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. For more on these stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Lots going on in the world of NBA. Special K has a quick sports update. Good morning, K.
Oh, yeah. Filling in for Rock T. This is Special K for sports on this Freaky Friday. NBA news, as expected, 19-year-old French phenom Victor, let me get this name right, Wembanyama was drafted with the first overall pick by the San Antonio Spurs. Now, this 7'5" Wembanyama's status is the most hyped NBA prospect since LeBron James in 2003. And he's giving San Antonio hope of building around this young superstar.
Did you see the bar in San Antonio when they announced that they were getting the first round?
I did not see
They were
it.
cheering in this bar like they won the Super Bowl. They are going crazy out there.
He's big news, man. He's a big, just young guy.
They say he's fast and he can do a lot of things
They
on the
say
court.
he can do it all, man. So he's really hyped as being the next best thing in the NBA. And also NBA news, twins Amon and Osur Thompson became the first brothers taken in the top 5 picks of the NBA of the same draft in NBA history, when the Houston Rockets took Amon at number 4 and the Detroit Pistons took Osur at number 5. Finally, in sports news, University of Colorado coach and friend of the morning show, Dion Primetime Sanders, underwent what's described as an emergency surgery on both legs this morning. Sanders explained in a video on YouTube that his doctor had found blood clots in both legs, including one in his left thigh. Now, he struggled with the left foot since having 2 toes amputated in 2021 due to blood clot issues while he was still at Jackson State. So we're going to pray for Dion's Primetime Sanders. Like I said, friend of the show, all-around good guy. And, Chris Paul traded to the Warriors, of all people. Yeah, how about that? Chris Paul going to the Warriors. He's going to be Chris Paul from the Phoenix Suns. He's going to be CP3. He's known. They call him CP3. And he is looking to get a ring finally, and going to the Warriors might actually get him that elusive NBA championship ring that he's been after for so many years. So that's about it in sports, man. I'm Special K filling in for Rock T. on another fantastic Friday. It's time for that hot spot. Let's go.
The hot spot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. So hot
and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Nope, I'm not the brat, but I am your girl Beyonce Aloysius sitting in for the brat this morning. And there's so much going on in the news. So a lot of us got really excited because we thought Andre 3000 was going to have a new album on the way. Well, Killer Mike had said that. Well, he backtracks. One interview, he said there was new music and an album coming out. Now, yesterday, he spoke again. He's like, hey, man, I was really high. And there isn't an album coming out. But if you want to hear Andre 3000, you can hear him on my new album, Michael, that comes out this weekend.
That was smart.
That was very smart. So big shout out to Killer Mike. Also, new music this weekend. Young Thug is releasing a new album from jail. So you can check that out this weekend. It's called Business is Business. Wow. So definitely make sure you check him out. Of course, he says the new album is worldwide tonight. Drop some fire if you're ready. Free twin, love you, bro. Now, a lot of us saw the video that was trending with Jocelyn Hernandez and that big fight that went down backstage. Yeah, it was pretty cringy. She said she opened up about it and she says, you know what? I don't know her. You don't know her. She don't know her. We never knew her. So basically that was her response. And she also said she can only speak so much on it because, you know, she just got arrested. But she said, listen, I'm not crazy. I'm never going to do anything that truly in my heart doesn't feel like I need to do it. And I'm willing to take the consequences after I make that decision. So, yeah, that was Jocelyn Hernandez. And Fat Joe is saying that the baby, is uncanceled. He said, listen, he was like, for all those people that tried to cancel the baby, he is back. I am personally saying that he is uncanceled. The guy is a beast. And you know what? I will say the baby shined last weekend. He performed in Atlanta for Birthday Bash. And he still has one of the best shows that I have ever seen. So, you know, it's kind of cool when you see people try to cancel somebody and then, you know, they work really hard. They put the work in. So Fat Joe officially says the baby is not canceled. So leave him alone. And finally, Boosie Badass is still behind bars even after posting bond. He said that the prosecutor is racist. The judge granted him bond. He paid his bond. And for whatever reason, this prosecutor is harassing him and he's a racist. And so he's calling all of his Boosie fans to come protest and help him get out of jail and let the judge's wishes be removed. And real quick, as Gary would say, my quick for free, Beyonce had a wardrobe malfunction. As he mentioned earlier, I posted the video because there's a whole new angle that came out. You got to have friends like Beyonce because one of her dancers really did like save her because I mean it happened like so fast. So you know she was in her pink outfit, Gary, and you know she was having a slippage and the dancer made it seem like you know he spun her, and while he spun her he helped her fix you know the wardrobe. So you could definitely see the other angle. I posted it on my Instagram at Beyonce
I hope it wasn't
ATL.
problems at home because you know Jay-Z gets jealous, honey. So
yeah, I'm sure Jay-Z would be a bit more upset like if her girls was all out there for the public too though.
Yeah,
I hope not, honey.
Yeah, he shouldn't be up. He should share that with us.
No,
we deserve that.
You shouldn't. I mean, you know. But anyway, that is your hot spot for this Friday afternoon. Of course, Dwight Stone has the praise break coming up. You can hit me up at Beyonce ATL. And whatever you do, have a great Friday. Keep it locked. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.